my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be one of my Sunday sewing catch-ups and we're on episode 56. I've got my notebook here. I always glance down and doubt myself when I'm saying the number, but we are on episode 56. Apologies for the light, it is a little bit dark as I'm filming. Normally I try and film my videos in the morning, but we've had a really busy weekend, so I haven't actually been able to film until sort of late afternoon, and it is starting to get dark outside and it's just started to rain as well. So apologies if the light's a bit grainy. Before I dive into all the things I wanted to talk about today, I'll let you know what I'm wearing, and I'm wearing one of my Nina Lee Southbank sweater dresses made in this gorgeous navy like geometric print sweatshirting fabric. I can't remember where I got this from because I got it ages and ages and ages ago, and I've worn this absolutely loads. I love the Southbank sweater dress because it's really snuggly and cozy. I've got it on with navy tights and trainers. I'll stand up so you can see what it looks like, but it's got this lovely collar detail. It's quite close fitting on the bodice, and then I've got a hemband. It stops above my knees are here, so it stops above my knee, and then you've got cuffs on the sleeves as well. It's a little bit roomy across the tummy, but not like oversized, and it feels really comfortable as well. So today is one of my Sunday sewing catch-ups. Normally I share lots of things that I've been sewing. I normally have fabrics, patterns, sometimes challenges to talk about, and I also sometimes have YouTube vloggers to share with you as well. Today's video is going to be slightly different because I've had a really busy week. I say that every week, but the last week has been particularly busy. We had a market yesterday, and then today Ruby had a trampolining competition. So it's meant I've had absolutely zero time to do any sewing. And normally I try and do some sewing either on a Friday or a Saturday, or I'll do some on a Sunday. And all of those, well, Friday I was at work, and then Friday evening I was baking. Saturday was the market, and then sort of tidying, and then I was just exhausted on Saturday night, so I watched Strictly. And then today it was all about the trampolining competition, and I've just managed to squeeze in some time to film this video. So I don't actually have a huge amount of things to share with you that I've been sewing this week. But what I do have next to me, I'm going to grab it, is a selection of cupcakes that I had left over from the market. And I always get asked about baking and things. So the next sort of, I think probably about 5 minutes of this video is going to be me talking about some of my cakes. If you're not interested in that, I would fast forward sort of 5 minutes, because I think it's only going to be about 5 minutes of this video. So on this plate, I've got a selection of cupcakes. So what I thought I would do, I thought I'd show you all the different cupcakes. I've got 9 flavours, and then I thought I would give you my recipe that I use for my cupcakes as well, and then roughly how many cupcakes I make using that one sort of batch of ingredients. So I have got just a plain vanilla cupcake. I hope these are coming out okay, and if they're not, I'll put in some pictures. But that is just a plain vanilla sponge, and then I always pipe like a rosette type buttercream on top, and then they've got these really cute little party rings. So that's the first flavour. I'm going to pop them behind me. Then I've got my favourite for the autumn / winter sort of Christmassy vibes. And this is a gingerbread cupcake. So it's a gingerbread filling like sponge, and then inside all of the cupcakes apart from the vanilla one, I always put a filling. So this one has got caramel filling, so when you chop into it, it's all gooey in the middle, and then it's got buttercream on top, just vanilla buttercream, drizzle of caramel, and then this really cute little gingerbread biscuit. And you can just get mini little gingerbread biscuits in the supermarket. Then the next one I'll share with you is a Mars bar cupcake. So the Mars bar cupcake is just a chocolate sponge, and then it's got vanilla buttercream, and then I drizzle the top with chocolate ganache and caramel ganache, and then, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's just got a little Mars bar that I chop into slices, and then I pop that on top. And I've got quite a few chocolate flavoured cupcakes. Then I've got an Oreo cupcake. This is by far my most popular cupcake with the children and also adults. So the Oreo cupcake is an Oreo biscuit at the bottom. So you start with the cupcake case, then you pop an Oreo biscuit in the bottom. Then I put chocolate flavoured sponge mixture in the cupcake case, bake it, and then when it's baked and cooled, I take out the middle and I put some Nutella in the centre. And then it's got vanilla buttercream, and then drizzled with Nutella, and then a mini Oreo biscuit on top. The only place that I've been able to get mini Oreo biscuits from is Sainsbury's. You can get little packets of them. Those are, like, since I started making cupcakes, have been my most popular cupcake type. Then the next, this is probably actually another popular cupcake type too, and these are Biscoff spread cupcakes. So I always start with a vanilla sponge, and then I put a couple of tablespoons of Biscoff spread through the mixture, give it a really good mix, and then bake them. When they're cooled, I scoop out a little bit of the middle and put the Biscoff spread in the centre of the cupcake, and then it's got vanilla buttercream, and then I melt the Biscoff spread and drizzle it over the top, and then we've just got the Biscoff biscuits. So they do Lotus biscuits that have got, like, I guess the spread in the middle of them, and then I just top them with that. They go down really well with the adults. They're always really popular with the adults. Then I had a new type of cupcake, and I'm yet to get feedback for this cupcake. And I can't try it because I can't have chocolate. But the new type of cupcake I've got is a Jaffa cake cupcake. So it's chocolate orange sponge, not Nutella in the middle, chocolate orange sponge, and then orange jelly in the centre, vanilla buttercream on top, and then a drizzle of orange jelly and Nutella, and then half a Jaffa cake. So I've asked my husband to taste those because he can eat chocolate, and also Ruby's favourite kind of, I never know whether Jaffa cakes, cakes or biscuits, but I'm going to say cake. She loves Jaffa cakes, Ruby, so I'm going to get her to try those as well. Then I've got salted caramel. So it's salted caramel flavoured sponge, salted caramel in the middle, vanilla buttercream on top, salted caramel drizzle, and then these are the little, like, stroop waffles. They do little mini ones, so just pop those on top. And then another popular cupcake from the market is a Jammy Dodger cupcake. So they've got Jammy Dodger biscuit at the bottom, plain vanilla sponge, jam in the centre, vanilla buttercream, a little mini Jammy Dodger biscuit on top, and then just some strawberry jam drizzled as well. And then the final cupcake that I do, and again, this is quite a popular one too. They're all pretty sort of even, but I would say I always sell out of the Oreos first and then the Biscoff spread. But the next one is inspired by a Black Forest gatto. So it's chocolate and cherry. So it's chocolate sponge, cherries in like a jam in the middle, and then I do vanilla buttercream, chocolate drizzle on top, cherry jam drizzle on top, and then topped with a little cherry as well. So that's all of the cupcake flavours that I do usually. Sometimes I'll swap them out. So the Jaffa cake one was a new one instead of a plain chocolate cupcake. I'm just going to pop them down. So the recipe that I use is 400 grams of stork, which is like a baking butter, with 400 grams of sugar, and I whisk that up in the mixer. Then I add the eggs very slowly, so 6 eggs go into that mixture, a couple of teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then 400 grams of self-raising flour. Whisk it all together in my mixer, and then I'll portion them out into different portions. So usually I'll do, I'll scoop out like my vanilla cupcakes because I don't need to add anything to that. If I need to add something to make it a flavour, like my Oreo cupcakes or the Biscoff cupcakes, then I will use a tablespoon and scoop out a portion for 12 cupcakes, and then I add something to it. So for the Black Forest, the Oreo, the Mars bar, I always just add a couple of tablespoons of cocoa powder. For the Biscoff flavoured, I add a couple of tablespoons of Biscoff spread. For the salted caramel, I put a little bit of caramel through the mixture and some salt. So again, a couple of tablespoons. The Jammy Dodger is just plain vanilla. The vanilla are just plain vanilla. I'm looking at the rest of them. The chocolate orange, I just zest 1 orange, and then a couple of tablespoons of cocoa powder goes through the mixture as too. I put them in cupcake cases in a cupcake tray for the oven, and I bake them at 170 degrees, and I bake them for 27 minutes. I'll check them, and if they look like they're lovely and golden and they've risen and they're lovely, then I'll take them out. Otherwise I might leave them in for a couple more minutes. It just depends, but generally 170 in the oven for 27 minutes, and then they come out perfect. And then if I want to put any fillings in the middle, I just use a teaspoon to scoop out the middle of the cupcake, and then I add in the fillings. It might be caramel, it might be Nutella, and then I pop the sponge back on top, so it's nice and hidden, and it's a little secret treat when you get one of the cupcakes and you chop into it, and they're really yummy. So I just thought I'd give you a little flavour of some of the cakes that I make for the market. Next time I have a market and I've got something left over, I'll share another of my recipes and show you what the bakes look like. But that's the cupcakes so far. I'm just going to remove the cupcakes from behind me and pop them back on the plate because I worry that I'm going to knock them over. So that's the market things that I wanted to share with you today. Like I said at the start of this video, I haven't actually done a huge amount of sewing. I've had quite a busy week with work. We're getting towards the end of the first half term, and it's always really hard work. I'd say the first term in reception or in any year group in schools is really hard work because you're getting used to the new children, you're settling them, there's lots of rules and routines, and it is just really full on. Love it, but it's really full on, and that's meant I've been quite tired. I'm full of a cold. It's the time of year when teachers or anyone that works in a school generally picks up the colds, especially in the year group that I work in, because the children love to give you cuddles, and they love to share everything with you as well. So that has meant that I've not really been feeling up to sewing either. I have got a sagebrush top that I'd started work on and I haven't touched it, I'll be honest, in the last week. I've sewn one completed thing, and that is the Grab a Cup of Cardi in a blue rib knit fabric that I got from Abercorn Fabrics, and I'll share that in a second. I did get a comment on a post that I shared over on Instagram. I shared a sort of trio of images of me wearing a Freya top, a Southbank sweater, and a Tilly and the Buttons, oh, was it a Billy? No, it wasn't. It was a Tabitha t-shirt. Tabitha t-shirt, Freya top, and a Southbank sweater. I'll put the picture in now so you can see what it looks like. And somebody left me a really strange comment, and it kind of, I wasn't really expecting it to bother me. And I shared it in my stories and I got lots of comments, and I wasn't really expecting it to bother me because it was a really silly comment. Someone put, I think you need an uplifting bra. So it was a bit of a bizarre comment to get. And all of those jumpers are quite tight fitting or quite close fitting. And for whatever reason, it was a comment that I just couldn't shake. And every time I sat down to do some sewing over the last week, I just thought, I don't really know what I want to sew. And I started to sort of doubt some of the projects that I had planned. So I have got a couple more Billy jumpers. I've got a Southbank sweater dress that I want to sew. But for whatever reason, that comment just really got inside my head. And it made me just not really want to sew. It made me not really want to share anything either. So that's kind of impacted on my mood this week as well, which I know is really silly. I know it was just a really silly comment from somebody. But for whatever reason, it really bothered me this week, and I haven't really felt like sewing, which is really unlike me. I know how good sewing is for me. I know how it makes me feel really good about myself. So instead, what I've decided to do is go through my fabric stash and pull out some fabrics, and start making some plans for the autumn winter. So I'll show you how far I've got with the sagebrush. I think all that I'm going to show you, I'd already showed you last week. So I haven't done anything to the sagebrush top since I last shared it with you. And I'm really excited about getting this finished because I can really see it adding to my wardrobe. But it's in this gorgeous cotton fabric with the animals all over it and the leaves all over it. So I've got the sleeves in, and then I think last weekend I said I just needed to hem the sleeves. I haven't done that and put the elastic in. I needed to add the bias binding. I'm ready to finish that keyhole opening at the back. And then I also needed to hem it. I literally haven't picked it up at all. It's been sat in my sewing space. I just haven't really felt motivated to sew, and I have had a week where I've really doubted my sewing and really thought, have I matched that fabric to the right plans? Does the shape look right on me? Like, really silly. I never really sort of doubt myself with my sewing, but that one silly little comment has really bothered me this week. I'm hoping next week will be a fresh start and I'll get back on with some sewing and really enjoy my hobby again. So I'm hopeful I'll have that finished by next weekend. But I did get the Grab a Cup of Cardi finish. Pop it on so you can see what it looks like. It doesn't go with the dress that I'm wearing, but it will give you an idea of what it looks like. And it's in this really gorgeous bluey grey rib knit fabric that I got from Abercorn Fabrics. So it's exactly the same as the peachy one, and I have published my reveal vlog of the cardigan, and so has Becky. I'll link them down below so you can go and check them out. But I really love this cardigan pattern. I really love the sort of oversizedness of, I think I just made that word up, but I really love how oversized it is and how comfortable it is and how snuggly it is. And I've worn both of them loads. The peach one particularly because I finished that one first. But I can see this going with loads of things that I've got in my wardrobe. So it's got the band at the bottom and this band going all the way around here. It's got the dropped shoulder and it is meant to be quite oversized. I didn't size down for this and I feel like the fit is perfect for me and for my body shape. So I didn't feel like I really needed to size down. I wanted to have that really oversized sort of feel to the cardigan. But do go and check out my reveal video talking in a bit more detail about the Grab a Cup of Cardi. It's a really lovely pattern and I would really recommend it. It comes together really nicely and it's a really enjoyable sew as well. So that's all I've been sewing. I've sewn one cardigan and I haven't touched the sagebrush, but I'm really hopeful. I've dug out loads of fabrics from my stash and I'm really hoping that will motivate me to do some more sewing over the next week. And I've got loads of plans for October half term, which is the following week. I've got a couple of like bomber jackets that I want to get sewn up. So I'm really excited about sewing those, and I've also got a coat that I want to sew in October half term. So I'm hoping that my Sojo will return by that point. So I've got the pile of fabrics in front of me because I haven't got any new fabrics to share with you, but I have got the pile of fabrics in front of me that I've dug out of my stash to try and motivate me with my sewing. So here they are. The first fabric is this gorgeous fabric and I cannot remember where I got it from, but hopefully I'll remember and I'll link it down below. But it's this really bright, fun, really colourful floral denim fabric, and I bought this with two ideas in mind. Either some amazing, really bright and colourful Yanta overalls, my favourite dungaree pattern. There's a new dungaree pattern that I'm going to talk about as well. Maybe this could be turned into that dungaree pattern. Or I thought about some Persephone pants because I really love the Persephone pants. I've sewn up some choco denim ones and I've worn those loads. And I think these would add a really lovely colourful pair to my wardrobe. But yeah, I really, really love that fabric. I think it's so fun. And that's made me really smile and sort of reminded me of why I sew. Because I don't think anyone else would have a pair of Yantas like that or jeans using that fabric. So that's the first one that I've pulled out of my stash that I definitely want to get turned into something really soon. The next one, I'm definitely going to turn this into some Yanta overalls. I was a bit worried about the fact that it's on a white sort of creamy background, but I love all these dinosaurs and I just think the children will love if I turn this into some dungarees and I wear them to school. I've got lots of dinosaur loving children in my class this year. So I'm definitely going to turn this into a pair of Yanta overalls and I'm really excited about that. Then I've got this gorgeous embroidered sort of baby cord fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine. I love all these embroidered little flowers all over it. And I did want to turn this into some Yanta overalls, but I feel like that might be too many Yanta overalls. I'm not sure. This could be turned into the new pattern that I have just bought because I absolutely love the new pattern. It's a dungaree pattern. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But this could be turned into that new pattern that I'm going to talk about. The next one I've had in my stash for ages. It's like a rib knit fabric, but it's really drapey fabric. And it's coral and white. I got this from Like So Amazing years ago and I haven't really got a clue what to turn it into. It's really, really, really bouncy. I don't know if you can see how bouncy it is, and incredibly drapey. So I did think about turning it into a cardigan, but I wasn't sure what pattern. So I'd love your suggestions on what to turn this into. It's been sat in my stash for years, like a good couple of years. And every time I open my drawers behind me, I see this fabric and think, I need to turn it into something. I just don't know what to turn it into. I have got 1 metre of this fabric, but it is really, really wide. So I would love your suggestions. Look how stretchy and bouncy it is. I think that's what's not put me off from using it, but made me feel a little bit stumped about what to turn it into because it's so stretchy. It's got really good recovery and it's super duper bouncy. The next fabric I got from New Craft House, and I really love it. I think it was described as picnic jersey. I think it was a cotton jersey. Hasn't got a huge amount of stretch, but I'm going to turn this, I think, into a Southbank sweater, even though I got the comments saying I need to wear an uplifting bra when I'm wearing a Southbank sweater. But anyway, I still love the Southbank sweater. This has got stretch, not got a great amount of recovery, which makes me think the Southbank would be perfect because it's slightly oversized and there is quite a lot of room around that collar, the collar area to get it on and off as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this fabric. That's from New Craft House. And then the final fabric, I've shared this loads on my channel, but it's like a velour, velvety velour stretch fabric. I got this thinking that it was corduroy fabric. I didn't read the description properly. And it's this sort of deep plum. And I wasn't sure what to turn it into. I was thinking of turning it into like a t-shirt and joggers for my husband. But actually, I think this is going to become a really snuggly, warm, cosy Southbank sweater dress. Because I've been reminded when I got all my autumn clothes out from under my bed, I was really reminded of the Southbank sweater dress and how much I love wearing it and how cosy it is. So I'm definitely going to turn that into the Southbank sweater dress, and I think it'll feel really lovely and cosy and snuggly to wear as well. And I've had this in my stash for ages too. So I'd be really keen to get some of those stash fabrics sewn up and turned into some really gorgeous garments that are going to really add to my wardrobe. So those were all the fabrics that I dug out from my stash. I've still got loads of fabrics behind me in these drawers. So maybe I'll dig out a few more fabrics next week and talk about them as well. It's always good to get suggestions and thoughts from you guys as well. So the new pattern I wanted to talk about is by True Bias, and I've seen so many people share in their stories how much they love this pattern, and it's called the Riley Dungaree. A classic overall style dungaree pattern with a nod to the 90s. Really lovely, relaxed fit in the body, but then straight legs. There's two different lengths, so you can sew up view A, which is short, or view B, which is full length, and they're both designed to be rolled at the cuff as well. It's an intermediate pattern and it's PDF only. I have bought it and I'm going to send it off to get copy shop printed. It comes in two different size bandings, so 0 to 18 or 14 to 32. I love a dungaree pattern, absolutely love wearing dungarees. They're such a practical garment for when I'm going to school. Super comfortable to wear, move around in, feel really comfortable. You can layer up a dungaree, and I just love the look of a dungaree as well, especially in the autumn winter. So I'm really excited about getting stuck into this one. There are some really lovely features to the dungaree as well, and I feel like it'll be a really lovely make where I learn lots and lots of steps throughout the making process. So I'm really looking forward to giving this pattern a try. In terms of fabrics, they recommend medium to heavyweight bottom weight fabrics like denim, corduroy, twill and linen. So I've got a couple of needle cords. I've got this gorgeous floral denim, which I think would work perfectly for that pattern. And then I've also got in my stash, I've got some denim that I bought about 4 meters of to sew up some jeans, but I think the leftovers from the 4 meters, I want to get around to sewing up some jeans, I think would make a gorgeous pair of Riley dungarees for like my weekend wardrobe, with some of my really oversized jumpers and snuggly like Southbanks and Billy sweaters. I just think it's a pattern that's going to really add to my wardrobe. So I'm really, really excited about giving that pattern a try. And I think that might be something that I give a try in the October half term as well. My October half term is sounding like it's going to be very busy. So the next thing I wanted to share with you is a lovely piece of jewellery that came from Smilermake. I absolutely love Smilermake. The jewellery that Lucy produces is just absolutely stunning. And I talked about the Christmas collection that was coming out. So I'm just going to grab what I got in the post. Always comes in these gorgeous little boxes. And it's always wrapped up. I've snipped the string that was tying the box together. But I could not resist this beautiful necklace. It's a sort of snow globe design and it says Fox in the Snow. I just think it's absolutely stunning. It's so pretty. Then it's got like little beads in, like it's little snow. It glistens and I just love that little fox. I just think it's gorgeous. Actually, I think it would go really nicely with a Southbank sweater. I think it would just add a really beautiful detail to my sort of autumn winter garments. How gorgeous is that? I'll link Lucy's shop down below because she has just put some more autumn pieces on her website if you wanted to go and check her out. But I've got quite a collection up here now of all the Smilermake necklaces and brooches that I've been buying. I just absolutely love the detail that's included in all of the necklaces. It's just so beautiful. The final thing I wanted to share with you is a YouTube channel, and I've just discovered the lovely Deborah as part of the So Upcycle 22 sort of challenge that's going on throughout the month of October. I've talked about this challenge already. My vlog has just gone live and I'll link that down below if you haven't checked it out yet. I've got a couple of things that I'm sharing in that vlog that I'm going to be upcycling. But on the same day as my video, the lovely Deborah, who is Sewing Is My Thing, has also released her So Upcycle 22 vlog if you'd like to go and check out her channel. Like I said, I have just discovered her channel and I have just subscribed as well. And I'm working my way through Deborah's videos and I'm really looking forward to watching all of the videos. But I thought I'd let you know about Deborah just in case you haven't checked her out already. Her channel is Sewing Is My Thing, and I'll link her channel down below so you can go and give her a little follow. So that was everything that I wanted to share with you today. I know it's been a bit of a different video because I've been talking about the cupcakes. I haven't been sewing my usual sort of stack of things that I like to talk about. I have kind of lost my sojo this week. I have struggled with it a little bit. I did allow that negative comment to get inside my head, but I'm going to get rid of that negative comment now. And I've got some really exciting plans that I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into, including all of those gorgeous fabrics that I've shared with you as well. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really love it if you did hit that subscribe button. You get notified when I bring out my next video. Thank you as always for watching. Take care and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.